Hi, Taurus. Welcome back to Moonveil Tarot. And if you're new here, hello and welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Okay, so here's something I need you to really sit with before we even pull a card. The person who hurt you, the one who went quiet, who pulled back, who made you feel like you didn't matter, they're not gone. And I don't mean that in a scary way. I mean it in the most specific, most confirmed, the cards literally just showed me this way. Something shifted on their end, something changed. And what I'm picking up right now is that the silence you've been living in is about to end. Not because you did anything to make it happen, but because the universe has a very specific way of bringing things back around. And it's bringing this one back around to you. And I want to say something before we get into the cards, because I think it matters. The fact that they hurt you doesn't mean you have to take them back. The fact that they're coming back doesn't mean you have to open the door. What this reading is about is understanding why they went quiet, why they hurt you, why they're coming back now. Because when you understand the why, you get to make a real decision, not a reactive one, not a desperate one, a real one, from a place of actually knowing what's happening. And that's exactly what we're about to look at. So claim this reading loves. Drop a comment and say, I claim this, because this energy is yours and the universe is paying attention. Okay, so here's the analogy I want you to hold the whole reading. Think about a boomerang. Because a boomerang does something that most things don't do. It comes back, and not randomly, not by accident. It comes back because of the physics of how it was thrown, because of the energy that was put into it. And the thing about a boomerang is it always returns to where it started. Always, no matter how far it goes, no matter how long it takes. And that's this person. They were thrown out into the world by their own choices, their own fear, their own whatever it was. And the trajectory has been doing what trajectories do, carrying them, spinning them. And now the arc is completing and the boomerang is coming back. Okay, so I'm pulling this in 4 sections today. Section 1, why they really left and what they were running from. Section 2, what happened to them while they were gone. Section 3, why they're coming back now and what changed. And section 4, what this looks like going forward. Let's pull section 1, why they really left and what they were running from. The 7 of Cups, the Hermit, the 8 of Swords, and the Moon together. Okay, the 7 of Cups, the Hermit, the 8 of Swords, and the Moon for why they really left and what they were running from. And I want to walk through every single one of these because together they tell a story that's completely different from the one you probably told yourself. The 7 of Cups first. And the 7 of Cups is the confusion card, the overwhelm card, the too many options and no idea which one is real card. And in this position, for why they really left, what this card is showing me is that when they pulled back from you, it wasn't because they felt nothing. It was because they felt too much and had no idea what to do with it. Like, the 7 of Cups person doesn't run because things are bad. They run because things feel too big, too real, too significant, and something in them that wasn't ready for something that real just panicked. And I know that doesn't make the hurt disappear, but it does reframe where the leaving actually came from. It wasn't about your worth. It was about their capacity, and those are completely different things. Then the Hermit. And the Hermit in this position, for why they left, is showing me that they needed to go inward, not toward you, not away from you specifically, just inward. Like something in their own life needed attention, something unresolved, something they'd been carrying before you ever came into the picture. And the Hermit doesn't communicate well on the way in. They don't send a message that says, hey, I'm going through something and I need some space and this has nothing to do with you. They just go quiet because that's what the Hermit does. And the silence that felt like rejection was actually just someone trying to find their own light in the dark. Which doesn't mean it didn't hurt. It absolutely did. But it means the story was never what it looked like from the outside. Then the Eight of Swords. And this is the most telling card in this section. Because the Eight of Swords is someone trapped in their own mind, blindfolded, surrounded by swords they built themselves. And in this position, for why they really left, the Eight of Swords is showing me that this person was operating from fear, real fear, the kind that builds stories and then believes them. Stories like, this is too good to be true, I'm going to mess this up, they deserve better. I'm not ready for something this real. And the Eight of Swords person doesn't always know they're doing this. They just feel the walls and they run. And the walls were never about you. The walls were built long before you. You just happened to be standing there when the person inside them decided that running was safer than staying. Then the moon. And the moon as the final card in this section is pulling everything together because the moon is the hidden things card, the what's really going on underneath the surface card. And what the moon is confirming about why they left is that there was a whole world underneath the surface of their behavior that you couldn't see and they probably couldn't fully articulate. Fears they hadn't named, wounds they hadn't healed. Patterns they didn't even realize they were running, and the moon doesn't excuse any of it, but it does explain it. And there's a difference between excusing something and understanding it. And understanding it is what gives you the power to decide what you want to do when the boomerang comes back. Section 2, what happened to them while they were gone? The Tower, the Five of Cups, the Judgment card, and the Wheel of Fortune together. Okay, the Tower, the Five of Cups, the Judgment card, and the Wheel of Fortune for what happened to them while they were gone. And I want to be honest about what these cards are showing me, because what happened to them was not nothing. The Tower first, and the Tower is the Collapse card, the Lightning Bolt card. Something fell, and in this position, for what happened while they were gone. The Tower is telling me that whatever they were running toward or running from, something in it collapsed, like the life they went back to, or the version of themselves they thought was safer, or the situation they chose over you. Something in all of that didn't hold. Something fell apart, and the Tower doesn't fall gently. It falls fast and completely. And what they were left standing in was the rubble of their own choices. And standing in rubble has a way of making you very clear about what you actually want and what you threw away. Then the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is grief. Standing over the spilled cups. Looking at what was lost. And in this position, for what happened while they were gone, the Five of Cups is showing me that they mourned you. Maybe not immediately, maybe not in the way you were mourning, but at some point, after the Tower fell, the Five of Cups arrived, and they stood in it. And I want to say something about this that I think is important. The Five of Cups person doesn't always cry in front of people. They don't always announce the grief. Sometimes it looks like being fine from the outside while something very different is happening on the inside. And that's what this card is showing me. Quiet grief, private grief, the kind that visits you when you see something that reminds you of a person and you realize you made a mistake. Then the Judgment card. And judgment after the Tower and the Five of Cups. This is the awakening. This is the trumpet sounding. This is the moment where they woke up, like really woke up. Not the surface level, I should probably reach out someday waking up, but the complete honest reckoning with themselves about what they did, why they did it, and what they actually want. And the Judgment card doesn't arrive quietly. It arrives like something cracking open. Like all the Seven of Cups confusion and the Eight of Swords stories and the Moon's hidden fears suddenly looking completely different in the light of what the Tower took away and what the Judgment card showed them, what they couldn't unsee once they saw it, was you and the specific shape of what they walked away from. Then the Wheel of Fortune. And after the Tower and the Five of Cups and the Judgment card, the Wheel of Fortune is the shift. The moment the energy changed, the moment their circumstances shifted in a way that made coming back not just possible, but necessary. Like the universe turning the wheel, moving things into position, closing certain doors, opening others, creating the exact conditions under which a person who had been running suddenly finds themselves standing still and facing the direction of what they left. And the Wheel of Fortune doesn't ask permission when it turns, it just turns. And for this person, it turned toward you. Section 3, why they're coming back now and what changed. The Star, the Hierophant reversed, the Six of Cups, and the Ace of Cups together. Okay, the Star, the Hierophant reversed, the Six of Cups, and the Ace of Cups for why they're coming back now and what changed. And this section is the most important one because understanding why now matters. The Star first, and the Star is hope. Specifically, the hope that survived everything. The hope that somehow stayed lit through the Tower and the Five of Cups and all of it. And in this position, for why they're coming back now, the Star is showing me that they still have hope about you, about this, about what could exist between you if they just stop running. And hope that survives a Tower collapse is not casual hope. It's not a maybe I'll reach out sometime hope. It's the real kind, the kind that kept showing up even when they were trying to move on, even when they were telling themselves it was over. And the Star says it wasn't over. And they finally believe that enough to do something about it. Then the Hierophant reversed. And the Hierophant reversed is someone breaking from whatever was keeping them stuck, breaking from a pattern, a conditioning, a way of doing things that wasn't actually serving them. And in this position, for why they're coming back now, the Hierophant reversed is showing me that something they were holding on to, let go, some rule they were following, some version of themselves they thought they had to be, like maybe they thought they weren't ready for commitment, or they thought they needed to be somewhere else first, or they had this idea of how their life was supposed to look and you didn't fit the picture they'd been carrying. And the Hierophant reversed is that picture cracking. And what they see behind the crack is you. And the realization that the picture was wrong. Then the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is memory, specific, warm, beautiful memory. And in this position, for why they're coming back now, the Six of Cups is showing me that the memories of you have been doing something on their end, not just passing through, not just nostalgia for nostalgia's sake, specific things, specific moments, the way you laughed, something you said once, the feeling of being around you. And the Six of Cups memories don't stay quiet. They keep coming back at the most inconvenient moments, in the middle of other things. And at some point, the memories become louder than the reasons for staying away. And the boomerang arc reaches its furthest point and starts coming back. Then the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups as the final why they're coming back card, and this is the most significant one because the Ace of Cups is a brand new emotional beginning. A cup so full it overflows. And in this position, the Ace of Cups is telling me that what they want to offer you now is not the same thing they were offering before. Before, the cup had holes in it, had fears in it, had all the Seven of Cups confusion and the Eight of Swords walls. And now, after the Tower and the Five of Cups and the Judgment Awakening, the cup is different, cleaner, more honest, more full. And the Ace of Cups coming back is not a repeat. It's a new beginning. From a person who finally understands what they're asking for. Section 4. What this looks like going forward. The Two of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Empress, the Ten of Pentacles, and the World. Together, okay, Two of Cups, Four of Wands, the Empress, Ten of Pentacles, and the World. Together for what this looks like going forward. And I need you to really feel these cards, because after everything in this reading, this is where it lands. Two of Cups first. And the Two of Cups is the real meeting, the actual turning toward each other. Two people at the same time going, yes, this, I choose this. And the Two of Cups in this position is telling me that what's available, if you choose to receive it, is a genuine equal meeting. Not one person chasing and the other deciding. Two people, both present, both choosing, both bringing something real. And the difference between the Two of Cups now and whatever existed before is that this version comes after the Tower, after the grief, after the Judgment Awakening. And Two of Cups energy that comes after all of that is built on something honest, something that's been tested, something that actually knows what it almost lost. Then the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is the celebration card, the homecoming card, the this is official card. And in this position, for what this looks like going forward, the Four of Wands is showing me something really specific, which is that this doesn't have to stay complicated. Like, once the conversation happens, once the Ace of Swords truth gets said, once the boomerang actually lands, the Four of Wands energy is available. The settling, the arriving, the we're doing this together. And it feels like coming home, and coming home after having been away. After the Tower and the wandering and the arc of the boomerang has a specific quality to it, a relief, a this is where I was supposed to be quality. And that's what the Four of Wands is showing me is possible here. Then the Empress. And the Empress in this position, as part of what this looks like going forward, is you, the fullest version of you, the most completely herself, most grounded, most radiant version. And what I love about the Empress showing up here is what it's saying about how you move through this. The Empress doesn't scramble, she doesn't chase, she doesn't rearrange herself to accommodate the return of someone who wasn't ready before. She receives. From a place of complete groundedness, she decides. From a place of complete knowing, and the person coming back. They're coming back to the Empress. Not to someone who needs them. Not to someone who will accept less. To someone who knows exactly what they deserve. And offers exactly that much access. And not a drop more than the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles in this position is legacy energy. What this builds into over time, if both people show up honestly, like I'm seeing stability, I'm seeing something that compounds, something that grows roots. And the Ten of Pentacles isn't just a nice relationship, it's a real one. The kind that creates something lasting, that builds a foundation, that becomes the story both people look back on and go, that's when everything changed. That's when something real started. And the boomerang coming back, the arc completing. It's the beginning of the Ten of Pentacles chapter, if both people choose it, honestly. Without the Seven of Cups confusion or the Eight of Swords walls this time. And then the World. The World as the final card of this entire reading. And the World is completion, full circle, the arc finished, the boomerang returned, everything that was thrown out into the distance, arriving back exactly where it started. And the world at the end of this spread is the universe saying, this story always had this ending written into it. The hurt and the leaving and the silence and the tower and the grief, all of it was the arc. And arcs complete. Always. And what completion looks like here is the World card, which means everything, which means whole, which means finally. Drop a comment and say, I claim my World card, because that's your destination and you've always been worth arriving there. Okay, tea leaf cards, 6 of them. Getting really specific. First tea leaf card, a boomerang mid-arc turning back toward home. A boomerang mid-arc turning back toward home. And this is the central image of the whole reading showing up in the tea leaves. Confirming everything, the arc is mid-turn, not at the beginning, not at the end, mid-turn, which means the furthest point has already been reached. The running has already peaked. And now the physics are doing what physics do, pulling the thing back toward where it started, toward you. And what this tea leaf card is telling me is that you don't have to do anything to make this happen. The arc completes on its own. The boomerang returns on its own. Your job is just to be standing there when it does. Next tea leaf card. Someone looking at old photos they never deleted. Someone looking at old photos they never deleted. And this image is so specific, it almost hurts to look at because there's something so human about this. They had every opportunity to delete them. Every moment of frustration or pride or moving on energy, they could have gone through the camera roll and cleared it out. And they didn't. The photos stayed. And late at night, or early in the morning, or in some random quiet moment, they're looking at them and feeling something that doesn't go away just because they look away. And this tea leaf card is showing me that the evidence of what you meant to them, they've been carrying it this whole time. In their pocket, literally. Next tea leaf card. A door that was closed being quietly pushed open. A door that was closed being quietly pushed open. And I love the word quietly in this image because this isn't a dramatic door kicking open moment. This is someone carefully, slowly pushing a door they closed themselves, testing the hinge, checking if it still works, hoping it isn't locked from the other side. And what this tea leaf card is telling me is that the approach coming when the boomerang lands is going to be careful, measured, not an explosion of feeling, more like someone who knows they lost the right to barge in and is trying to earn their way back through the door. One careful push at a time. Next tea leaf card. 2 people who forgot how to be strangers. 2 people who forgot how to be strangers. And this image, this is one of the most specific things the tea leaves have ever shown me. Because there's this thing that happens between people who had something real, even when they're apart, even when time passes, even when they try to move on, they can't fully become strangers. The familiarity doesn't leave. The language doesn't leave. The specific way they made each other laugh, or the things only they understood, that doesn't become foreign. And this tea leaf card is showing me that when this person comes back, neither of you is going to feel like strangers because you never really became them. And that specific quality of, I still know you, is going to be one of the first things you both feel. Next tea leaf card. A bruise that's healing, still tender but no longer bleeding. A bruise that's healing, still tender but no longer bleeding. And your guides chose this image very deliberately because they want to acknowledge something that sometimes gets skipped over in love readings. The hurt was real. What happened hurt, and you don't have to pretend it didn't to be open to what's coming. A bruise healing doesn't mean the bruise didn't happen. It means the body is doing what bodies do, processing, repairing, building back stronger than before. And still tender means you're allowed to take your time. You're allowed to feel what you feel when they come back. You're allowed to be honest about the bruise. And that honesty, that's actually what makes the Two of Cups possible. Because the Two of Cups coming after a bruise is the most honest version of it. And the last tea leaf card, a circle completing the end point touching the beginning. A circle completing the end point touching the beginning. And your guide saved this for last because it's the whole reading in one image. A circle completing. Because that's what a boomerang is. That's what this story is. A circle that started somewhere, went outward, carried itself through distance and time and pain and growth, and is now touching back to where it began. And the thing about a circle completing is, it's not the same as going backwards. The end point touches the beginning, but both points have changed. Both are wiser, both are more honest, both know things they didn't know the first time around. And a circle completing between two people who both changed, that's not a repeat. That's a whole new shape entirely. Okay. Final messages from your guides. 6 cards. You don't owe anyone access just because they finally figured it out. You don't owe anyone access just because they finally figured it out. And your guides want this to be the first message. Because I feel like some of you, when you hear someone's coming back, immediately go into caretaking mode, into let me make it easier for them mode, into meeting them more than halfway mode. And your guides are saying, no, the fact that they went through the Tower and the 5 of Cups and the Judgment Awakening is not your debt to pay. That was their journey, their growth, their reckoning, and you get to receive them from exactly where you are. Standing in your Empress energy, clear about what you need, clear about what you won't accept. And if they've actually done the work, they'll understand that and they'll honor it. And if they haven't, the Empress will know that too. Next final card. Let them explain, but let your gut have the final vote. Let them explain, but let your gut have the final vote. And your guides are so specific here because what's coming is a conversation, and conversations can be compelling. People who've been through the Tower and the Judgment Awakening can be very honest, very articulate, very aware of what they did wrong. And that honesty can be disarming, can make the bruise feel like it's already gone. And your guides are saying, let them speak, really listen. And then after all of that, after the honest words and the explanations and the Ace of Cups offering, check in with the part of you that doesn't use words, the part that just knows, that felt everything the first time, that registered every moment of the hurt. And let that part have the final vote, because it won't lie to you. Next final card. What they went through changed them, but only you can feel if it's real. What they went through changed them, but only you can feel if it's real. And your guides are being so specific here because the cards show us the Tower happened, the grief happened, the Judgment Awakening happened, but cards show energy. And energy can be true and still incomplete, meaning the change is real in the cards. But whether it's real enough, deep enough, lasting enough, that's something only you can assess. In the actual conversation, in the actual presence of this person. And your guides are saying, trust your read. You know this person. You know how they feel when something's real versus when something's performance. And the version that comes back, you'll be able to feel the difference. And you're allowed to take all the time you need to feel it clearly. Next, final card. The hurt you went through made you more, not less. The hurt you went through made you more, not less. And I feel like your guides needed to say this. Because being hurt, being ignored, being made to feel like you didn't matter, that has a way of shrinking people, of making them question their worth, of making them work harder to be chosen. And your guides are saying, none of that happened to you. What happened to you instead is the hermit's climb, the higher perspective, the complete clarity about what you need and what you won't accept. And the person coming back, they're coming back to someone who went through the hurt and came out of it more themselves. Not less, more grounded, more clear, more fully in the Empress energy. And that is who the boomerang is returning to. Next, final card. Save this reading because the arc is completing. Save this reading because the arc is completing. And your guides want this moment documented. Save it, bookmark it, share it with someone who needs to hear this today, and come back when the door gets quietly pushed open. Come back when the conversation finally happens. Come back when the boomerang lands and you're standing there holding it and deciding what to do next. Look back at this moment and understand this was the reading that saw the arc mid-turn before it completed. And when you come back, drop a comment and tell us what happened. Because it's going to happen and we want to know. And the very last card. What's coming back is not what left, it's better. What's coming back is not what left, it's better. And your guides saved the most complete truth for last. Because I think some of you, when you imagine them coming back, imagine the version that hurt you, the version that went quiet, the version that didn't choose you. And your guides are saying that's not who's coming. That version went through the tower. It doesn't exist anymore. What's coming is the version that survived the rubble, that did the Five of Cups grief, that had the judgment awakening, that felt the arc of the boomerang the whole way out and the whole way back. And something that travels that far and comes back, it comes back knowing things, feeling things, understanding things that it didn't understand when it left. And what's coming back is the version that finally knows what they have and what they almost lost. And that version is worth hearing out. Okay, so to wrap this whole thing up, and I want every word of this to land. They ignored you, they hurt you, and now they're coming back. And the cards showed us exactly why. The Seven of Cups and the Hermit and the Eight of Swords and the Moon showed us why they really left. Confusion, fear, internal walls, and a hidden world underneath the surface. The Tower and the Five of Cups and the Judgment card and the Wheel of Fortune showed us what happened to them while they were gone. The Star and the Hierophant reversed and the Six of Cups and the Ace of Cups showed us why they're coming back now and what changed. And the Two of Cups and the Four of Wands and the Empress and the Ten of Pentacles and the World showed us exactly what this looks like going forward. And the boomerang mid-arc, the photos they never deleted, the door being quietly pushed open, two people who forgot how to be strangers, the bruise still tender but healing, the circle completing, all of it pointing to the same thing. The arc is finishing and the landing is coming. Claim this, loves. Drop a comment and say, I claim my world card. And I receive this from my Empress energy. And what's coming back is better than what left because every word of that is true. Save this reading, share it with someone who needs to hear it today, and come back when the door opens because it's going to open. And we want to know, if this resonated, please give this video a thumbs up. It genuinely helps Moonveil Tarot reach more people who need these messages. Drop a comment and tell me what hit hardest. And if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you never miss a reading. Thank you so much for being here today. Take really good care of yourself. Stand in your Empress energy. Trust the arc. And remember, the boomerang always comes back, and it comes back to where it started. And where it started was you. This is Moonveil Tarot signing off. Bye, loves.